Welcome. My Philadelphia Eagles finally have our next offensive coordinator. The Eagles have hired Sean Mannion from the Green Bay Packers, who was serving as their quarterback coach. From what I read and heard, Mannion has a strong reputation of being a bright young mind with future head coach potential. For some people, they may look at the hire as underwhelming from a perspective that it was not the big names of Brian Daboll, Mike McDaniel, or Kevin Stefanski that the media was pushing as the potential hire, or not an experienced option like Jim Bob Cooter, who was once an offensive consultant for the Eagles. Mannion only coached for 2 years, neither of which was a play-calling offensive coordinator. But there is great potential here, if what is being reported is accurate and honest. Report seems to be that Green Bay had high opinions of him and viewed him as having a bright future and potentially leading an NFL team. Now, I think what some may not be taking in consideration is the fact that part of his experience is his playing in the league for over a decade under some great offensive minds and respected coaches. Many people who work their way up the coaching ladder are not former players, so they are using experience as an apprentice in some way. While a backup in the league, he still had the experience of knowing what works, what is effective with connecting with players. Consider many of the great minds in broadcasting are actually backups who spend a great deal of time learning offenses and helping starters prepare and digest information during game day. There are current head coaches with less experience upon becoming a then coordinator that succeeded, but they too were past players. Kellen Moore went from being a quarterback coach for 1 season in Dallas right into being an offensive coordinator. A career backup as well. Was a great offensive coordinator for our Super Bowl team. So I am hopeful. I was hopeful for Kevin Patchello, but I think having a former player may help.
Change can be both exciting in the hope for something different in a positive way, but there is fear in the unknown and the potential that change can be for the worse. Everyone has potential until they prove otherwise. But many bright minds have come to fruition and fast-tracked their career in the league. So, I think we should be hopeful that they got the right person. Not interested in the candidates that simply were looking for an opportunity to get right back into a head coaching role. For the most part, the Eagles have been a forward-thinking team, valuing innovation and stability. Not just convenient momentary transactions. Now, let us close with the other big story of the week, which was the unexplainable event, where the most accomplished head coach in the history of the league was left out of the Hall of Fame. If there was any head coach that should have been a first-ballot Hall of Famer, it is Bill Belichick. Reportedly, there were influential voters who wanted to punish the most accomplished coach for scandals that took place during the Patriots' run. Controversies like Spygate and Deflategate. When you factor those in, he is still undoubtedly a first-ballot Hall of Famer. More so than the people that orchestrated this.
As I have always stated, people need to be able to view things from a comprehensive perspective, be able to see the whole picture, not just the pixels that fit a narrative of convenience. Bill Belichick was a first-ballot Hall of Famer regardless of the controversies. The most accomplished and greatest coach in the history of the league was slighted. I can only imagine how bitter and petty one must be to put their own feelings over the right thing that is clear to everyone out there. While I understand that people may not have liked the controversies, I do not see how those can completely tip the scales when you look at the whole body of work. I was never a Patriots fan, but I do not believe you can deny what he helped to accomplish and how he got the best of who he had. Many other coaches succeed when they have premium parts to play with, but Belichick had one premium player and created the environment that allowed lesser perceived talents to shine like they were top-of-the-draft players. The people who orchestrated this slight were not able to do close to this even though they had blue-chip talent every year of their careers. In turn, the feelings of some have negatively impacted the credibility of the institution of the Hall of Fame, which is not supposed to be a measure of revenge by foes who accomplished far less and left their positions far earlier. There are certain things that are just the right thing to do and you should set aside your biases and feelings to make the right choices. A big thank you to all of you in the audience. Your viewership is appreciated and valued. Please like and subscribe to experience new content every Sunday here, or experience the Christopher Peter Review by visiting www.crcreview.com. Thank you once again. Until next time.